looking at my neighbors now and going, I'm ready to hang them up and gut them and skin them and chop them up. You know what? I'm ready. My daughters aren't starving to death. I'll eat my neighbors. See, my superpower is being honest. I'll eat your ass.
Cause nobody's needing that crack and cocaine. There's terrible trouble behind it. And sooner or later...
Am I pretty enough to be sexually harassed?
It's the wrong button. That's the wrong button, damn it. Can it be a Karen of the week if it's a they them? I wonder. Why did it turn off so quick? One more. Can we do one more and leave the thing on all the way? Why? Not how. How? Should I record these for outtakes?
Because I don't want Starfleet putting chemicals in the water and turning friggin' Spock's gay! Listen, Giorgio, you are human. I will eat your ass. I will eat your ass. But you're human, so I'll be hungry an hour later. Make sure you go to my Galactic Web Shop and buy my Super Male Lizard Vitality Supplements. Ah! Universalists are attacking America by eliminating the American way from Superman's creed. How are they doing that? By enlisting the help of George Takei, Mr. Sulu. The Universalists won't stop at Superman. They got their sights now on James Bond. The Universalists are now trying to recruit an LGBTQ actor to play James Bond. James Bond walks into a gay bar, but should he? No, they don't want him. Make sure you go to my Galactic Web Shop and enter code GAYSUPERMAN for 25% off your next order. Ah! Feeling run down? Don't have the energy you used to? You want to put the zest back into your step? Then you need Superman Lizard Vitality. It's got everything you need to get your groove back. 100% guaranteed effective. Just look at what it's done for me. And enter the code Universalist at checkout to get a free subspace shipping on your order. So don't delay. Get your 30-day supply for only $29.99 quatloos. Don't be a tool of the Galactic World Order. Get yours now. Ah!
You know who else is working with the Universalists? YouTubes! YouTube raped me today a little bit. Just a little. That's what it feels like whenever they do stupid shit that you don't expect. I don't know if I want to clip that or not. So that's it. We got a sneak peek of the... Of course, my cup's empty. We got Cherry Zero. No sugar today. The Gorn Ambassador. Hello. I gotta change over to live chat because they're censoring half of you, so I can't see you. You like the crack and cocaine kitty? I think he's good too. Hopefully you guys can see him. YouTube. I got a bone to pick with you, YouTube. First, I think they're bouncing me around in the back end and they have no idea how to understand me telling them that, because every time they update the algorithm, it never finds, like you know how you redirect on your videos if you're a YouTuber, or you know how when you tuned in and you saw the trailer, right? Come on, focus, camera. Oh, it's gonna do the thing where it doesn't want to focus. Now I gotta get something to focus on. Now focus this way. Come on, focus this way. Focus mid-range. Come back some more. Okay, that's close enough. You know how you saw the trailer. Well, they've got a thing that you can redirect on the back end too, where you tell them after the stream you can send them to a video. That doesn't work either. Yeah, that isn't. Come on, focus. Oh, my camera. It's probably because my mic's too close. I bet my mic's too close there. So that's everyone. So now they took down a freaking fully clothed statue thumbnail because you can see it from behind and it looks clingy. I'm like, I'm sorry. Oh, it violates their sex and nudity You let MXR fucking plays have every fucking thumbnail under the sun, but not mine. That's where we're at. They have MXR Plays have every freaking thumbnail under the sun with yoga pants. They let fucking cuties with the little girls with their hands down their pants on thumbnails, but they don't let a fully clothed statue of a field worker. Like, are we... What is the actual problem? What is the actual problem? YouTube. And then they didn't let me appeal it. And they're like, well, you didn't get a strike. Oh, and in the future, avoid sending screenshots with your information. Well, I gave you my information because, you're YouTube and you probably already have it. And if I'm going to get my account hacked, then we know who to hold accountable next time, right? It's like, really? Oh, it got taken down. It got removed. It says, hello. Let me read it. I'll bring up the tweet. I'll bring up the Twitter. I'll bring up the picture. Hi, MechaRandom42. We would like to let you know. I'll put it up on screen. I'll pull it up. This violates. You can see my thumbnails. Or my tabs. Well, we want to let you know I reviewed your content. We think it violates our sex and nudity policy. We know you may not have realized this is a violation, so we're not applying a strike. It doesn't matter. It's fully fucking clothed. It's fully fucking clothed. You know who else is fully fucking clothed? MXR fucking Plays. Every one of their damn thumbnails and I love their channel. Well, let me look at their channel. MXR Plays. You guys watch them. I watch them. Every one of their channels. Or every one of their thumbnails. Violate. Here. YouTube, you're fucking hypocritical. YouTube. What are these? Girls in fucking yoga pants bent fucking over and you let it up for 2 days because it gets you 400 fucking thousand. YouTube, you let these up. My thumbnails are too offensive. She's naked. She's bent over, but you let mine with a fully clothed statue is too offensive for you? Are you kidding me? YouTube. All right? You're just discriminating against me for whatever reason, and I'm not going to put up with this anymore. I want you guys to share this stream. I'm sick of it because I shouldn't have to have a fully fucking clothed statue with a fully fucking... Here's the thumbnails. It had that on there. It had that. Right, it had that. And then this one for comparison. It's a fully clothed statue. What's the difference? What's the difference between that and MXR Plays, YouTube? What's the difference? I'd like to know, pray tell. Is it because they get 400,000 views on their content? Is it because me talking about, people getting triggered over a statue isn't playing dumb and, it's just saying, hey, why are you triggered over a statue? Maybe it's my content talking about how things have been censored in general. I'm just getting tired of it. I'm really, really getting tired of it because YouTube, you're hypocritical. Please share this stream and this video because when YouTube removes stuff, and then I can't even appeal the damn thing. Did you guys know I can't even appeal it? I'll show you. I can't even appeal the freaking thing. When you go to their appeal section, right here. Oh, it minimized my... When you go to submit an appeal, appealing this video is not available. Why? Or this violation is not... Why can't I appeal it, YouTube? Acceptable? I'm not. My statue is... My thumbnail of the statue. YouTube, I am so goddamn sick and tired of the double standard. What in the actual crap? I mean, the thumbnail with the statue is barely... is not even sexual. She's a field worker. And you got something like MXR Plays TikTok thought memes. That's clearly sexual. A woman with her tits naked under a Starbucks thing is clearly sexual. But no, they just... I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of the double standard. I'm tired of getting the short end of the stick, getting the... Like, stop fucking trying to victimize me. I don't want to fucking be the victim. I want to be victorious. And if I can't just do... Oh, did the Quartering. I think the Quartering actually did a video on this too. Did a Quartering do a video on the statue in Italy? I bet he did. I think he did. I tagged him in their thing because... Quartering... Let's see. Did he do one on the statue in Italy recently? I think he did one a couple of weeks ago. On that statue, right? I just can't. I'm getting some of my videos when I did the Quartering. If he did a video on that statue, let me know. Now I gotta go to his channel. He does so many videos. My gosh. I think he did. It was either on his main channel or Yellow Flash did. It was one of the two. Do you guys remember? My live stream got banned in the US for some dumb reason, Chef. It's just every freaking week it's another stupid thing. There's another stupid thing and another stupid thing and another stupid thing. I mean, we can make videos on children pole dancing that get left up. Which I did. I have a video on the kids pole dancing. That's still up. I could understand if you thought that one was too offensive. But no, it's like, which are the rules and which aren't? Who can break the rules and who can't? And who, like really, if MXR Plays has video after video after video after video of this exact same topic, MXR probably, no, they didn't. How does sexual thought not have to be flagged? Like, because they're making too much money. It's exactly the same rules where you get your Twitch thoughts constantly. Oh, well, these are on the no ban list. But what? I'm supposed to be banned? What the fuck am I saying so outrageous? I parody half of the conspiracy theories that are going around. I play so by the rules. I am almost to the point of being vanilla. It's just like, do you have an Amazon wish list or something like that? I do. Absolutely. It goes to my PO box. I don't know where that might be linked in there. So obviously YouTube is targeting specific channels. They have to be. Crowder got banned a week ago. Yeah. And I'm not talking about fucking masks. I'm talking about a goddamn statue in Italy that's a fully clothed woman. All right? It's a freaking fully clothed... Did I send YouTube the article? I think I sent them the article, didn't I? No, I sent somebody the article. I think I sent it to Rob like a week ago or so. It's whenever we did the video. And we never uploaded it. Then I put the thumbnail up. And then they're like, no, we looked at your content and it's too sexual. And I'm like, really? Why are you trying to flag my stuff? Field worker. This one. It's in September too. That's not the right one. That's different butt statues. I want the news one. Farmer label. Yeah, this one. I don't want it from Reddit, though. I want an actual article. I wanted the article on her. News alert. There, the art. It's on ArtNet. Here's the article. We talked about this last week. Why are you not giving... I don't want Discord. We want... There you go. I want the browser. Window capture. Okay, well, something's not working on my window capture here. It probably knows that, It probably knows I'm going to get banned for showing the article, even though it's from the front. Here we go. Here's the article from the front with an extremely well-defined rear end, apparently. Yeah, but here she is from the front. She's fully clothed, though. It's a fully clothed statue. I'm sick and tired of YouTube getting pissed at me for showing fully clothed fucking people, saying it's sexual. Sean Russell, that's why I prefer fully nude statues. Thank you so much. Yeah, if they're gonna ban me for something, ban me for nudity. It's not... She's not, though. She's fully clothed. She's fully fucking clothed, YouTube. You guys are fucking morons. I'm sick and goddamn tired of you bullying me. I feel like YouTube raped me. Yeah, Reddit has the articles. Well, yes, but I wanted this. It's just like, seriously, can you stop luring, like they're leering at my stuff, undressing it when it's only supposed to be a certain level of eye-catchy. It's supposed to be eye-catchy, not undress me with your fucking eyes, YouTube. Maybe YouTube, if you didn't violate me and undress me with your eyes, you wouldn't remove the things because you have a problem with this, but you don't have a problem with MXR fucking plays, which I don't have a problem with either. I goddamn love their channel, but when you go into their channel and every one of their videos is naked butts, yoga pants, thoughts, naked, like, all right, they say thoughts on them. I'm saying, why are people complaining about a statue when they're undressing it with their eyes? All right, there's two different things, and I think YouTube violated us by undressing us with their eyes, and that's going to be the title. YouTube raped me. I'm tired of this shit. I'm getting tired of it. Post this on your social media everywhere. I know. Retweet or send that to everyone you know. YouTube and Google, their parent company, will laugh down the next century. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. They've got me so throttled and buried, it doesn't matter. That's what I'm upset by. I look at the statue of Alien halfway, and there was like porn halfway down. Good job, YouTube. When you look it up on YouTube, you get worse, you know? When you look up half of these channels, it's not just it's not the algorithm. It's just freaking irritating. It's just freaking irritating. Oh no, I want Windows, or no, I want print screen. I'm complaining now, and then I can't even appeal it. That's the other thing. You can't even appeal it. I sent it to them to appeal, and they won't even appeal it. It's like, seriously? Seriously? Clothing is nudity, and nudity is clothing. Welcome to Google.
Excellent!
Welcome to Google version 1984. I know. Thank you so much, Cliff Matthews. It's bullshit at this point. I'm sending them fucking screenshots of channels. Yes. Fully monetized and then versus a fully monetized channel. That is not throttled. Nor thumbnails removed. Now, do we need to bring in any now? Do you want to resolve this? Do you want to resolve? Now, how is that fair? That's what I'm just tired of it. Let's turn everyone in. I'm not turning them in. I'm like, I want to turn them in. I'm like, seriously? Because they're going to be allowed to have that thumbnail. They're allowed. They're promoted. They're fine. I love their channel. Calling you in, thank you so much. Queen Mecca, please pray accept this small assistant. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, calling you in. It's like you never know what you can get away with because you're like, oh, okay, well, it's a statue, it's art, and she's clothed. All right, because I can see why the complaint was with the Miranda stuff. Oh, but you're talking about the butt, and we can't have you talk. Well, okay, but we're really not. We're talking about the standard of art versus the censorship in art, not specifically body parts. All right. Oh, but it's drawing it. Well, fuck off. You know what? If it's a good enough thing to have on The Simpsons 30 goddamn years ago, and that's what we brought up in the video too. We brought up in the video the fact that, you know, the Simpsons did this exact same discussion with the Statue of David, and they just showed it from the front. And I'm like, well, you know what? They allowed fully fucking naked people on the thumbnails of the Star Trek thumbnails. For everybody who covered Lower Decks, they allowed, because it was getting Lower Decks promoted. If you need proof of suppression, check out Mark Dice. Oh, God. Yeah, I love Mark Dice. Oh, I love Mark Dice. I've been watching him for, God, since like 2016, 2015, 2014. Oh, back in the good old days. You know, you'd have like Jesse Ventura on True TV, and you'd be able to watch InfoWars on YouTube. Oh, it was the good old days. You censored a Facebook posting. Let's go, Brandon. You're very tired of the Nazi spy. I'm tired of everything. Is it because of this? That's the wrong meme. Where's my other meme? That's my other meme. I'm surprised they don't. Well, sometimes they remove my thumbnails for having too much cleavage. And I'm like, I can't help it. You know, do you want me to be suffocating and choking? Because at this point, I'm like, I just don't like things right on my neck. I don't like necklaces too much. This is very unfair. They have full porn movies still on YouTube, sped up, slowed down, with the titles in the movies, not the video. YouTube can't see a statue is clothed. Oh boy. No, they can't. I even showed the front of it was a bigger part of the picture. And the back was like barely on there. Maybe because it was zoomed up or something as far as they thought. Even though it was a tiny little picture that was a lot smaller than the other. I'm on their radar. Why? Why am I on their radar? Why would I be on their radar? I parody half of everything. It's like, are you freaking kidding me, YouTube? And it's just so disheartening, and I hate to just go around complaining because there's so much fun stuff I want to do on the channel. You know, we got House Flipper, we got all kinds of stuff. Maybe I'll just go into a stream of House Flipper. Just to, like, not deal with stupid on this. But, like, why YouTube when you have... Everybody else can get away with pretty much goddamn everything. Because you said, like, Mark Dice and Alex Jones. Because you said you like the... I can't help it. Mark Dice was using a bullhorn to fucking yell at idiots on Black Friday. I was a retail worker, and I'm like, ooh, who's this? Ooh. Oh, of course. And then with Alex Jones. Well, here's fucking Alex Jones.
Because I don't want Starfleet putting chemicals in the water to turn the frickin' Spock's gay. Listen, Giorgio, you are human. I will eat your ass. I will eat your ass. But you're human, so I'll be hungry an hour later. Make sure you go to my Galactic Web Shop and buy my Super Male Lizard Vitality supplements. Ah!
He's a freaking meme. I love him. And then there's the new... There's a bug in here. I left the windows open, so there's like a freaking gnat again. Then there's the new one.
Universalists are attacking America by eliminating the American way from Superman's creed. How are they doing that? By enlisting the help of George Takei, Mr. Sulu. The Universalists won't stop at Superman. They got their sights now on James Bond. The Universalists are now trying to recruit an LGBTQ actor to play James Bond. James Bond walks into a gay bar, but should he? No, they don't want him. Make sure you go to my Galactic Web Shop and enter code GAYSUPERMAN for 25% off your next order. Ah!
Try not to chew. Still traumatized by the girl licking her mic on Twitch and recommends on the front page. Well, then they banned that bitch. Oh, we got one more.
Feeling run down? Don't have the energy you used to? You want to put the zest back into your step? Then you need Superman Lizard Vitality. It's got everything you need to get your groove back. 100% guaranteed effective. Just look at what it's done for me. And enter the code Universalist at checkout to get a free subspace shipping on your order. So don't delay. Get your 30-day supply for only $29.99 Quatloos. Don't be a tool of the Galactic World Order. Get yours now. Ah!
Try not to chew on camera too much, but man. I don't get it. And then the licking girl came back. But no, they like have, they... Well, then they ban some people for Alex Jones, and then they don't ban some people for Alex Jones, and that... You love Starbucks Jones? Oh, I like the parody version. The parody version is great. Rob and I think Rob came up with that one on his old show. And lucky us, we found the footage of Alex Jones really, for realsies, in a Gorn mask. And it's like, well, it's a meme. It's Transformer. What's he going to do? Copyright strike me? The Gordon Pratt brings for 5 feathers. Oh, thank you so much. So did you see the new one about Superman? That's the newest one. That's in the video I'm in the middle of editing. I did a video on the all the Superman stuff. There's a little bit of the Bond stuff. I guess I could talk about the Bond. Like, I'm going to do my regular, like, topic stream tomorrow night. So while I have 45 people here, come back tomorrow night, 10 Central, no, Monday night, 9 my time. So if I can't stick to Monday nights at 9, then I shouldn't be on YouTube if I can't stick to one freaking day a week for a schedule. I'm going to do all topics. So I know there's going to be more topics. Everything drops on Mondays, so... Let's go Mecca. Why Mecca? Where'd the Let's Go Brandon go? I replaced him with an SJW, I think. I'm just like, I'm just so frustrated. It's like, no, I'm not trying to tattle on people with the freaking, where's it? I'm not trying to tattle on people for their thumbnails. I'm just trying to say it's like not fair treatment. It's like what's okay and what's not okay. Either everything's okay or nothing's okay at this point. Because I can't figure out what the fuck I'm supposed to meme. Am I allowed to meme things? Am I allowed not to meme things? Am I allowed to take shots at one side and not the other, or both sides and not one? Am I allowed to... Where are we banned for this? Is this hate speech now? This will be next week. It'll be hate speech, and we'll all be banned. Anybody who showed this and laughed at it, because, you know, how is this offensive to everyone? Well, it's offensive to the LGBTQ plus left-leaning people who don't like the fact that right-wingers use the Let's Go Brandon to say fuck Joe Biden because he goddamn fucking deserves it. Thank you very much.
True international effort to pressure.
Today's...
And the other freaking side of the aisle are going to be triggered by it because it still features gay Superman, Superboys, gay Superboys, bisexual gay lover, not Lois Lane, pink-haired boy version of Lois Lane. So, who's the one in the back? Is that the gay version of Aquaman? And the whole truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. It's like, you know, is that sad that the American way is no longer something that anybody gives a flying rat's crap about because we don't have it? I guess that's not how I want to say that, is it? Is it sad? This is why, because I don't have, like, the perfect thing to say about this rehearsed. That's why I'm like, because I had something sort of that I can edit down in my video that I recorded earlier, but I don't have the perfect thing to say rehearsed, so it doesn't sound like I'm mumbling. That's kind of the problem. Like, usually when I go live, I've had something that I've kind of been ranting in, like, the shower and back of my head. I will sometimes, like, just kind of, or I'll be, like, reading something and I'll be on the phone with Rob and stuff, and I'll be like, oh, this thing and this and this and this. I'm like, okay, that's how I'm going to say it. And a lot of times I'll have him like, okay, record what I just said. Hey, record what I'm saying. Because I'll be driving somewhere. I'll be like, oh, record this. Here's how I'm going to say this rant. So a lot of the time, I mean, I just say it off the top of my head, but it's rehearsed a few times. So you get inside the magic there. I guess what I'm trying to say is it sad that the American way is no longer actually something to be proud of because we've screwed up so bad? I am Mecca, and it is a grand conspiracy to turn the Kents gay and to bring in the universalism's agenda to make sure that the Kents and the Supermans and all the people are going to be turned the you-know-whats.
Universalists are attacking America by eliminating the American way from Superman's creed. How are they doing that? By enlisting the help of George Takei, Mr. Sulu. The Universalists won't stop at Superman. They got their sights now on James Bond. The Universalists are now trying to recruit an LGBTQ actor to play James Bond. James Bond walks into a gay bar, but should he? No, they don't want him. Make sure you go to my galactic webshop and enter code GAYSUPERMAN for 25% off your next order. Ah!
And of course we linked... What am I snapping away? Nothing. I'm not snapping anything away. We linked that to the George Takei picking on Dean Cain for pointing out that, yeah, this is just... Again, I mean, this isn't even progressive anymore. We've had Dax making out with chicks for about the last 25 years on Star Trek. We've had Roseanne episodes. We've had gay characters in TV shows all over the place. I'm bisexual myself, and I'm tired of seeing myself everywhere when I have absolutely nothing in common with Superboy's gay boyfriend or Superboy himself. I got nothing in common with either one of them other than sometimes I go both ways, but then again, I don't really care what they do. Because who the crap cares? And here's another point that I completely forgot in my video earlier that I made on this. Why would you put something in there that you're going to have to figure out a way to explain to somebody who might be really young? I had a friend of mine ask, and they're like, "Hey, how do I explain this to my son? I got a really little kid. How do I explain that Superboy is kissing another boy?" And I'm like, I don't know. I've never really thought about that because I'm not somebody who has kids, and that's why I think this is really, really an important thing to kind of leave out as stuff when you do have young children. And the same thing, and I know what you're saying, you're going to say Mecca, you're just an istophobe. No. I don't think the kissing even should be in those situations in a lot of these things with straight couples. Because then you got to get into explaining things that you might not want to be explaining. Same thing with gender identity. Same thing with any of that sort of thing. Right? Is there a compromise where maybe we're going to have, their parents are gay and, kids might have gay parents or whatever. I don't know. But that's like an entirely different sort of point that I think a lot of the activist lefty sort of people, the little crazy, the Looney Tunes people, they don't understand and have any idea and concept for. They think that because one way of lifestyle is completely normal to them, that it is completely normal to everybody. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I grew up with a lot of 1960s and 70s and 50s TV shows. Husbands and wives didn't even sleep in the same beds back then. Mr. and Mrs. Cleaver did probably no more than a peck on the cheek, maybe on the lips. All right? But you knew, and it was how people's families were, right? I just don't know what to tell you on this one, because I feel like the more I see, the more prudish I'm getting in my old age, because I get tired of seeing it. Isn't it an agenda? Is it just lazy at this point? I think it's more lazy than anything, personally. Because it's just so much easier to swap it to a gay character, a black character, or a bisexual character, because everybody seems to be rebelling with their gender and their pronouns the way we used to rebel with Satan and goth makeup, right? We would listen to Marilyn Manson and have our faces really, really dark. And I mean, I didn't have black hair here, but I did have black hair for a minute back in the 90s. And yeah, You can see some spooky. You can see a Misfits poster back there. It's the same one that's on the wall over there, actually. It's the same sort of thing, I think, is a way to kind of rebel. It's a way to be different than the generation before you. But they're forgetting that the generation before them had the gay stuff in Star Trek already. We had it on Roseanne. We had so much everywhere. It was already pretty darn accepted everywhere. It was pretty much normalized then. they're not doing anything new and unique and interesting, and they're very, very angry because they don't have any purpose and point in life. They aren't very employable. They bought into going to college and running up a lot of debt, not really being able to do the math, and that might not be their fault even, that they couldn't do the math on it. But because everybody wants to believe, oh yeah, go to college, get a better education, get a good job, and then you can't do the math that, yeah, but I'm going to be working 2 jobs just to pay off the student debt, and the loans and the interest are going to mean that I never get out of debt until I'm in my 50s or whatever. That's what is really, really frustrating with a lot of this. My generation is probably like Gen X. We checked out. We shouldn't have checked out. I'm sorry we checked out, but Cleric. It's a cheap publicity stunt. I think it's a publicity stunt. It's to get us to talk about it. It's to get us to market it. Because then they can say, hey, you're homophobic. I'm like, I just don't want to see it anymore. And then they don't want to hear from you, even if you are. It's like, dude, I don't like coming out all the goddamn time. Because what I do with who I'm seeing and who we might invite is like between us, right? What the crap is it any business every time I talk about who's bisexual in a fucking comic book that I have to out myself every time? I feel violated every time I have to say that, by the way. I don't like having to say that because then you got to clarify and justify that, yes, I'm allowed to talk about this issue. Are we free to talk about issues or not in this day and age? Just like Damon Wayans said, either we're free to talk about this or we're not. If we have freedom of speech, great. And this is what it really boils down to with this is why it's so offensive to me. Why the truth, the justice, and the American way has been changed. Even though I don't even like Superman that much. I feel like not having the American way be something that we're proud of is embarrassing. All right? It's embarrassing that we no longer have an American way that we're proud of. Because we have let our society down. We have a bunch of idiot SJWs running around taking down pictures of fully clothed statues because, no, they're too sexual. Meanwhile, leaving up pictures of yoga thoughts and TikTok thoughts and women with nothing but a Starbucks smock on top of a bare fucking chest because it gets some views, I suppose. I don't know. So it's embarrassing that we have let the United States fall to what it is, or where we have a bunch of idiots running around deciding that they hate it. Are you kidding me? We're not in Afghanistan. We're not in these countries where they mutilate women's genitals. We're not in these countries where they actually, legally execute homosexuals. All right? We're not in these countries yet, anyway, where they have concentration camps or organ heart yet, anyway. And it's so frustrating to have these people create a country that is so goddamn embarrassing because they're in it, right? And they don't want to be here any more than we want them here. They don't want to be here any more than we want them here because they're like, oh, we're just a racist country. Well, if it's such a fucking racist country, why do people swim across shark-infested waters to come over here? If it's such a racist country and so horrible, why do people almost die or do die trying to get here? All right? If we're so goddamn horrible, and I'm fucking tired of these embarrassing people running around saying America's horrible. It's like, you know what? It's not the greatest. We could do a whole lot fucking better, but it's not the worst. We just have a bunch of idiots trying to pass the fucking buck, blame other people, trying to push liability for a bunch of shit they don't understand, that they all freaked out and got power hungry. Everybody fucking went nuts over quarantine. Absolutely everybody, myself included. We all went crazy. And I didn't even have my life change that much. I do YouTube. And that's what's so frustrating. Freedom of speech, as long as you say what they want to. Yeah, you're free to do what we tell you. Where have I heard that before 30 years ago? I wonder. You know, is that possible to be that stupid and unself-aware? If these SJWs are woke, they're the most sex-obsessed people I've ever seen. Exactly. They undress you with your eyes when it shouldn't be, alright? And I hate pulling my eyes are up here shit. Now on to the next topic. The next topic since I got you. The next topic since we got here. Also, McDonald's is now paying $20 an hour, by the way. So, YouTube, it would be nice if you actually allowed us to earn more than $20 a fucking hour. Okay, YouTube, that would be really, really peachy. If I have to start, like shaking my tits and begging for money and drinking or something, or, Dean Martining a cup of tea or something, I'll do that. I have no problem with it because they're my tits and I like to shake them. However, YouTube, if I'm going to go and make more money at McDonald's, then YouTube is an embarrassment. YouTube is an embarrassment. Is that a good rate? McDonald's is more than people are making on YouTube at the moment. Some of us. Well, Rob isn't making anything, but I guess he got accused of being petty for said thing. I had another article. They're turning the Bonds gay, too. They're turning the Bonds gay. I didn't do these articles. I gotta talk about the gay Bond stuff because I think this is hilarious. Oh, for crying out loud. No, I want to do this one. First the Supermans, then... Oh, it was not the Superman. Who was the first one they turned gay? The Spocks. First the Spocks, then the Kents, and now the Bonds! I don't like that intro either. First the Spocks, then the Kents, then the Supermans, now the Bonds! Was it the Supermans or the Kents? Never mind. First, they turned the Spocks gay. Then, they turned Superman's son gay. Now, it's the Bonds' turn. I say it like there's more than one, but they kind of are. Hello, everyone. I am Mecca, and Daniel Craig has always been my least favorite Bond. I've been calling him Ugly Bond for a while. He kind of looks like he's one of those guys who get into a fight in a soccer riot after his team wins and or loses. That's kind of how I always... He just looks a little rough around the edges. But apparently he's not. Maybe he's not. Daniel Craig likes to avoid. Well, I guess people are like, hey, you're James Bond, fight me now. Now that he's famous. I suppose maybe he was like that before. I don't know. You think he was like that before? Daniel Craig. Oh, that's way too big. It's way too big. Daniel Craig, you think he was like that before? Says he goes into gay bars to avoid fights at straight venues. Bond says he dislikes the aggression of hetero spaces, and gay bars were a good place to meet women. A lot of women will go to a gay bar just to kind of feel a little safer, to where they can just go out with their gay friends and their especially their guy friends. Because, oh my God, I was always the girl who always had the gay guy friends in the 90s, and I hate the stereotype them because not all gay guys are just like a blast and a riot and party animals, but for crying out loud, some of them are. At least the ones I knew were. And girls will definitely go to the gay bars with their gay friends to just feel safer, because sometimes you just want to dance and sing karaoke and not really care. Not like I was a dancer, but I was a singer for sure. Bond says he dislikes the aggression. Well, yeah, but wouldn't you get hit on, though? I mean, because you do kind of meet the, especially with your shirt off, the ideal body type that a lot of the guys might be going for. Plus, you're James Bond. I mean, you're famous. From his portrayal of a more vulnerable Bond to his, I can't even read it. He's purty and fancy. We'll dumb it down for myself because I can't read. He's purty and fancy, and he had to work hard to defy expectations of masculinity. So it came as, and he didn't work hard. He did work hard. This is what happens when I don't read the articles in advance. Oh, for crying out loud. We get fun streams. We get fun Mecca after we rant and feel violated by YouTube for removing fully clothed statues. It came as a little surprise when the actor revealed he liked to frequent gay bars to avoid the aggressive dick swinging of heterospace. Yeah, I can understand, especially guys are like, well, hey, I'm better than you and you're James Bond, or I don't even know what I'm talking about. He does have a pretty mouth. I've been going to gay bars for as long as I can remember, Craig said. On the podcast, Lunch with Bruce. Lunch with Bruce, one of the reasons because I don't get into fights in gay bars that often. The 53-year-old said he started going gay bars when he was young because he wanted to avoid ending up being in a punch-up during the night out, which happened quite a lot in straight... Wow! You know what I said about he looked like he'd been in a few fights? I was right. Hey, I'm right about everything all the time, usually. Frederick Steples, you wouldn't imagine the catfights I broke up in gay clubs over cheating lovers. Ooh. Oh, yeah, I suppose. I imagine. Well, I mean, it's just like straight, people cheat, gay, straight, whatever. And this is this is a good article. Oh, Figures of Babylon, the oldest drawing of a ghost found in a British museum vault. All right, I got to talk about that later. We're talking about that later. Craig, who has been married to Rachel Weisz for a decade, also said that when he was single, it was a good way to meet women. Wow. That's hilarious. That's just hilarious. It would be a good place to go. Everybody was chill. Everybody. You really didn't have to sort of state your sexuality. It was okay, and it was a very safe place to be. And I could meet girls there, because there's a lot of girls there for exactly the same reason. It's what I said. Exactly what I said. And he made his name starring along Jason Isaacs in Angels of America, yada yada. And he is in the Bond movie. Oh, that's the next part of it. They're trying to cast an LGBTQ plus LMNOPXYZ actor to play James Bond, aren't they? Let me find it. It's in my history. I pulled this up earlier today when I was editing, and I hadn't quite gotten there yet. It's kind of hilarious, though. So we're going to pull that up. I just got to find it. Daniel Craig, 9 sophisticated actors. I pulled up a non-specific... And I specifically pulled up a Yahoo article, not like a Pink News or a Gay Times or a Queer This or an Out That. There's a lot of gay sites who definitely want to be on the bandwagon for this because it's their team, it's their thing. That's where their niche on the internet is. This is a allegedly non-biased Yahoo News site. 9 suave, sophisticated and badass queer actors who should replace Daniel Craig as James Bond, including Elliot Page, who still looks about 12 and a boy. He looked like a boy anyway. Is that okay to say? Even when he was Ellen, he kind of looked like a 12-year-old boy. So hopefully you're all happy and fine and wonderful. There's a Wham in there. This dude, this guy kind of could be Bond. He kind of looks Bondish. His forehead's a little too big and his eyes are a little too small. I don't know who he is. It's almost 6 decades worth of Bond movies and several actors have played him, but now Craig drank his last shaken not stirred martini in 007. I don't even remember him having one. I don't. In the yada yada blah, who cares? Technically, there are no hard and fast requirements to casting Craig's successor. However, the actors who have portrayed him have traditionally hailed from the UK, except for George Lazenby, who is Australian. They've all shared similar attributes as well. They've all been white, male, and straight. For all you know, some of the Bonds might have gone both ways, for all you know. The franchise has evolved over the years, and nothing is stopping James Bond writers from pushing the boundaries and welcoming queer actors into the mix. Several stars have been put forward to fill Craig's shoes, but here are some of our favorite queer contenders. I don't like the word queer because they used to use it to rhyme it with smear, and this guy's Welsh. He looks a little rough too. He looks like a soccer player. Is he a footballer? Certainly a current fan favorite. He's absolutely gorgeous. He's a Welsh actor. Okay, story continues. Billy Porter. He was the fairy godmother in Cinderella. I believe him more than Elliot Page. India Moore. Kristen Stewart. I don't like Kristen Stewart in anything. I've never thought she could act. Matt Bomer. Okay. He looks kind of Bondy. I don't know. I want my Bond to be a ladies' man. Billy Porter, who writes these articles. Right? I know. Tessa Thompson. Oh, only if I get to make out with her. That's the only way. Matchy, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate it. It's popcorn. His forehead's too big. I don't like him. He's on Fleabag. No. I don't like her. She looks angry. I don't want an angry looking woman. She just looks like she's gonna bite my face. And he's gonna watch. He's gonna watch and enjoy it because he's into cannibalism. Okay. So not everybody's on board with gay Bond or Daniel Craig even going to a gay bar. Thank you so much, Matt G. It's finally catching up. But no, guess who doesn't want James Bond? The gays. The gays don't want James Bond going to a gay bar. Well, at least Daniel Craig. Actor Daniel Craig, best known for playing James Bond, says he used to go to gay bars. However, reactions in the LGBTQ plus community were mixed. So we hear that. Craig, who's been married to Rachel Weisz, yada yada. So these are just Twitter people. This user says, if they're allies and being respectful, I don't see an issue with it. We don't win support by telling straight people they aren't welcome. There's also an issue here with misrepresenting bi people. So they're saying that he's bisexual. They're basically mad that he's being misrepresented as bisexual when he's not. Because when you go into this first article here, he goes into straight bars to avoid, like, at least The Guardian, and The Guardian's been shit, but there's other ones who have had this exact same article where they are framing it like he's bisexual, he's gay, just to kind of tie in this, let's have a push for the gay community to be James Bond. I don't know if I want a gay James Bond. I mean, maybe a separate character, because like I said, even you guys in chat, Bond, I want to see in and out of bed with a bunch of sexy women. I want to see the guy I want to be, swept away by. That's what I want. But if they're not doing it and they're just doing it for like attention and for clicks, that kind of feels exploitative. That feels like you're just using us for attention again, with the same thing with the Supermans. So I am Mecca. I am going back to my live chat. Don't you guys go anywhere. Enough of making everyone gay. Right. It's like, I'm tired. They're just making everybody gay now. I'm like, okay, stop. Just stop. As I'm on your team and I don't want to see it anymore. It's like, oh. If you have nothing new but just make them gay now, it's like, that's just the lowest of the low. That's just the lowest. We have a gay James Bond, which means we get tushy galore. Yes. Absolutely. Oh, for crying out loud. Lucy Mao. It will never be a gay Bond, because such a movie would never be released in China, Russia, or Islamic countries. That's you. You still have tying back to the America thing. It could only be released in America and the UK. It would be banned everywhere else. It would be so controversial. And you know what? It's one thing to be kind of activism-y in your own country. It's another thing to tell another culture what they can and can't do and say and think, right? And here's the issue I always have with all of this. We're not allowed to be gay in so many, when's the last time anybody ever, actually arrested anybody on a sodomy charge in any of these states that are like, blowjobs are sodomy? Ooh, Ban Mecca, she said the B word. If McDonald's actually pays $20 an hour, then Susan Wojcicki needs to be fired. In Boulder, they're paying $18. I saw that. Somebody on Twitter says it was what, 21. Somebody was saying on Twitter they were hiring at. Tushy galore, bussy galore. Tushy galore is good. Did I say low job or blow job? Both. I have too many freaking tabs open. So I'm upset. YouTube is like, it's not even being like, seriously. How can I have one thing and then I'm just upset. I'm so tired of things not being fair when there's no clear set of rules and guidelines of what you can and can't do and say. I mean, you can make it sexual and it's okay, and you can make it talking about art and it's not. Right? Like, that's kind of the issue. That's kind of the issue we have. Do I have others? No. Then they got mad at me. So then I was in their fucking DMs and they got mad at me. They're like, you shouldn't share your personal information. Well, if my channel gets hacked, then I know who did it. Right? Dale Craig must get hit on a lot. Probably. Starting to see pics on Twitter and other places that say, sorry for the long delays. If you're impatient, try applying. Right? Oh, did you see? Did you see this Nintendo shit? This picture. Somebody sent me this picture here. Apparently, Nintendo has raised their prices on their Nintendo Switch. What is that? Expansion. Nintendo Switch Plus. Okay. Here we go. So you guys wanted me to talk about the Nintendo Switch Plus thing. So we're going to pull that up here. Nintendo Switch has a new pricing package that, as a consumer advocate, I have to let you guys know about. That's a horrible intro. Nintendo Switch Plus, what are you doing? That's better. Now, we gotta talk about this. As a consumer advocate, my name is Mecca, and I will tell you guys what you need to spend your money on, what you don't, in the best way I can, but I'm not telling you what to spend your money on. What am I telling you? I have no idea. This is why you don't buy consoles. I am a PC Master Race person. I mean, I just bought the gaming laptop. If you want to help me pay for it and help me make more than $20 an hour, I have Super Chats available. I have StreamYards available. Because, see, that's what they're paying McDonald's now. If you guys like my content, want to leave a little tip after the fact, we've got the thanks thing, or super thanks. It's basically just like a super chat, but it pins it on the comment so you can get your comment noticed by everybody. If you have something to say, you just buy a little super thanks on the end if you missed the video, if you missed the replay. They're actually really cool. So you do those if you want to help support the channels, and the more features and shorts and super chats and super thanks and members and stuff that they use, hopefully YouTube will actually treat me more fair. But they do remove fully clothed statues while they let other people have yoga pants and thoughts. And I'm talking too much. We're talking about the Nintendo Switch thing. I was kind of excited for this when we saw it. Oh, here we go. I was kind of excited for this because you have all of your old games. You don't have to rebuy them. You've got your Paper Mario, which I freaking love. I mean, Paper Mario is one of my all-time favorite games. So I was excited about this. And then we saw what the pricing increases were going to be. So now normally I'm on the $19.99 price, right? I'm on the $19.99. Oh, whoa! Wait a minute. I haven't even gotten to the... You guys saw that before I did. 51,000. I knew it was getting ratioed. I didn't know it was that low. I was just going to go through and scroll through because I knew it was getting ratioed because it was too much. So, you get one person for the whole year to play online for $20. Pretty reasonable. It's the best of all the consoles. I prefer PC. PC is the master race. I, really absolutely love game. Friend me on Steam. I have Steam. I have the Epic. I have a few of them. You can play for free online on Steam, which is why I like it. But $20 isn't too bad to play Mario Kart. I play Mario Kart sometimes. And it would go up to what the dual membership was, individual or blah, 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 whatever. Let's go. Keep going. Now, for the expansion pack, it's $50. Why wouldn't it just be like $5 more for the Switch games or for the Nintendo 64 games? Like, you're charging me a $30 difference here. You're charging me $30 more to play. See, now these games, it doesn't seem that unreasonable just to go and buy them on eBay. You're supposed to be saving me money from buying these games on eBay. And for the ones that I already play and already have, I still have Paper Mario. I still have Mario 64. I still have 90% of the games that I want. This isn't a deal for me. Is it a deal for your average consumer to pay that much more for just a few? It depends on how much you love the handful of Nintendo 64 games you get. You know, you get Pokemon Snap, Mario Tennis, and you get to play them online, which is a great deal if you want to pay that much more to play Mario Kart 64 online with people. I mean, that's great if you want to. However, and you get the saves into the cloud, and there are a lot of features. I don't think it's worth it for me. I don't think I would be paying $50 for those. And then if you're on the family plan, it jumps up to what? $80 for your family plan. $34 for your family plan, and up to $80 for the expansion. See, this is the base just to get online and play Mario Kart. This is if you want all the N64 games for the $80. And at 51,000 down, yeah, I think that's a little bit too high. I think your customer base is probably not going to buy as many of those as you think. And there's a prorated. Okay, so prorated, I might do it. If there's prorated, I only have a few months left on my thing. That I might need to take into consideration. You can prorate it at a discount because I only have 3 months left, so it probably would only be like maybe $5 or $10. So for me, it might be worth it just to check it out. For nowsies. When does this go into effect? It depends. And then do you want to renew it in February for that much more? That's ridiculous. Nintendo, you have lost the plot with greed. These prices are way too high. There was a reason why we went to Nintendo. I mean, if you're going to be charging us basically upwards of competitive with PlayStation and Xbox. I mean, Xbox is pretty much free online. No, it's like $15 a month if you use it on your PC, right? For your Xbox, X Pass. It seems a little too complicated for me to use, but I'm a boomer, so I keep hearing that, yeah, and there's a lot of cross-play, so I might actually check some of that out. I think you can play Back 4 Blood on there, and it does, and Back 4 Blood has cross-play. It's basically Left 4 Dead 3. However, Nintendo, when you do these sort of things and you raise your price that much, I mean, $80 for the year for the family, just to play online on 30-year-old games, 25-year-old games. All right, those are really, really fun games. Don't get me wrong. I love Paper Mario. That Nintendo 64 Paper Mario is one of my all-time favorites. I can just hook up my console. I mean, I have the Mario 3D All-Stars, and there's about a stack yay high at Walmart still. And Target of the Super 3D All-Stars ones where you get not Paper Mario, you get Mario 64, you get Mario Galaxy and Mario Sunshine all in one cartridge. So I don't know. I would say it's a little too high, and if enough people complain about it, they might actually just lower their prices. But then there's the prorated option. If you don't want to keep it, just drop it after a couple months. I am Mecca. I'm going back to my live chat. I want to wait a few months for Back 4 Blood. If I get Back 4 Blood, well, if I do that, I would just sign up for the X Pass for like $15 just to try it out. The prices they're looking for might be better off sourcing the actual hardware and cartridges, right? That's what I was thinking. It's going to be cheaper because I have half of those games. I have Dr. Mario. I don't have Pokemon Snap, but I would just play the new one. I don't want to play the old junky N64 looking one. I'd just buy the new one for that price. It's only probably $40. Get me. I was too loud. I yelled about Nintendo too loud. But no, I like PC way more than I like Nintendo anyway. So I refuse to buy either PS5 or Series X. Nintendo Switch is my main target. See, I like the Switch. I didn't get the OLED because I have the regular one, and I don't know if the OLED just switches out easily with the capture card. I'm kind of fuzzy on like my capture card software. I kind of need help on those. So the Nintendo PD's on the way. They're gonna get me. Oh no, they're gonna get me. That's just too much. $80 for the fucking year for one person. Like, that's too much, Nintendo. And at 51,000 down, yeah, you're just gouging your customer base at this point. I don't see who's going to be signing up for this, especially if you have a family with a bunch of kids. I mean, maybe if you have a family with like a bunch of kids. If you're the Duggars, like, how many people do that doesn't max out on your family account, though? 4? Like... It is just a luxury upgrade, and Paz says. I don't know. I don't mind it. So this is cool. I gotta talk about this. What's spookier than ghosts? Ancient ones! Hello everyone, I am Mecca, and I like doing spooky stories, and now I'm not going to have anything for you tomorrow night. I'm sure I'll pop up a million other things tomorrow night. We have a spooky for Halloween. Figures of Babylon, oldest drawing of a ghost found in the British Museum vault. A 35-year-old tablet. Image on a tablet. Wow. I can read. A 35-year-old image. Image tablet. Well, it's worded weird. Image tablet of a miserable male ghost gives up its secret. A miserable male ghost. So this looks Egyptian, though, doesn't it? Well, I guess it's Babylonian, it said. Its outlines are faint. Oh, wow, this is tiny. How do I make that bigger? It's a little bigger. Make it bigger because I'm blind and old. Its outlines are faint, only discernible at an angle, but the world's oldest drawing of a ghost has been discovered in the darkened vaults of a British museum. A lonely bearded spirit being led into the afterlife and eternal bliss by a lover has been identified on an ancient Babylonian clay tablet created about 3,500 years ago. That's cool. That is really, really awesome. It is part of an exorcist's guide to getting rid of unwanted ghosts by addressing the particular malaise that brought them back to the world of the living. In this case, a ghost in desperate need of a companion. 35 years old. 3,500 years old. Did I say 35? 3,500 years ago. Did I say 35? Strike that. 3,500 years ago. A lonely, bearded spirit is being led into the afterlife and eternal bliss by a lover, and has been identified of an ancient Babylonian I can't read. A lonely, bearded spirit being led into the afterlife and eternal bliss by a lover has been identified on an ancient Babylonian clay tablet created about 3,500 years ago. It's part of an exorcist's guide to getting rid of unwanted ghosts by addressing the particular malaise that brought them back to the world of the living. In this case, a ghost in desperate need of a companion. He is shown walking with his arms outstretched, his wrists tied by a rope held by the female, while accompanying text details a ritual that would to dispatch them happily into the underworld. That's worded weird. Would to dispatch them? No wonder I'm tripping on it. They've written this weird. Are you sure it's a ghost? Or are you sure it's not like her victim? Is she executing him? Why does he have the legs of like a that's a hind leg of an animal? Also, are we sure it's a ghost? Dr. Irving Finkel. Oh, that's a made up name. This is a fake article. Curator of the Middle Eastern Department of the British Museum said the absolutely spectacular object from antiquity had been overlooked until now. It's obviously a male ghost and he's miserable. You can imagine a tall, thin, bearded ghost hanging about the house. Did get on people's nerves. The final analysis was that this ghost needed, that what this ghost needed was a lover. You can't help but imagine what happened before. Oh God, Uncle Henry's back. Maybe Uncle Henry's lost 3 wives. Something that everybody knew that was the way to get rid of the old bugger was to marry him off. It's not fanciful to read into it. It's kind of explicit message. It's a kind of explicit message. Wow, I'm having trouble reading these. There's a very high quality writing here. Here and there, immaculate draughtsmanship. Wow, I can't even read this article. Oh my God, he's got a beard. He's the ghost. There he is. We found the ghost. Oh, you can barely see him. And here's the ghost. Are we being pranked? Looking for love in all of the haunted places. Oh, holy crap. You can't help but imagine what happened before. Oh God, Uncle Henry's back. Maybe Uncle Henry's lost 3 wives. Something that everybody knew. That was the way to get rid of the old bugger, was to marry him off. It's not fanciful to read this into it. It's kind of an explicit message. There's very high quality writing there and immaculate draughtsmanship. I can't even read it. That somebody thinks they can get rid of a ghost by giving them a bedfellow is quite comic. As a word of authority on cuneiform, a system of writing used in the ancient Middle East, Finkel realized that the tablet has been incorrectly deciphered previously. The drawing had been missed as the ghost only comes to life when viewed from above and under a light. Forgotten since its acquisition by the museum in the 19th century, the tablet has never been exhibited. Finkel said, "You'd probably never give it a second thought because the area where the drawings looks like it's got no writing. Where the drawings are looks like it's got no writing. But when you examine it and hold it under a lamp, those figures leap across time in the most startling way. It's a Guinness Book of Records object because how could anybody have a drawing of a ghost which was older? Because how could anybody have a drawing of a ghost which was older? Okay. He doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does he? Is it me or is it him? Well, half the tablet is missing, and it's small enough to fit in a person's hand. The black bears The back bears an extensive text with the instructions for dealing with the ghost that seizes hold of a person and purses him and cannot be loosed. The ritual involves... So they're using weird old-timey wording, too. The ritual involves making figurines of a man and a woman. You dress the man in everyday shift, equip him with travel provisions. You wrap the woman in 4 red garments and clothe her in a purple cloth. You give her a golden brooch. You equip her fully with bed, chair, mat, and towel. I don't want to know why you give her a towel. Give her a comb and a flask. At sunrise... Towards the sun, you make the ritual arrangements and you set up 2 carnelian vessels of beer. You set in place a special vessel and set a juniper censer with juniper. You draw the curtain like that of the diviner. You put the figurines together with their equipment and place them in position and say as follows: Shamash, god of the sun and judge of the underworld by night. The text ends with a warning. Do not look behind you. Why? Is the screen gonna get me? It's gonna get me. The ghost. Oh, Finkel believes the tablet was part of a library of magic in a house of the exorcist or in a temple. The ghost has appeared just in time for Halloween. Sure it has. I think he's punking us. Its discovery features in Finkel's forthcoming book, The First Ghosts, Most Ancient of Legacies. That is a book for Pete over a creepy little book. To be published on 11th of November by Hodger and Stoughton. He himself has never seen a ghost, even in the shadier vaults of the British Museum, which is riddled with ghosts, he said. In the King's Light, they're coming to get me. The ghosts are going to get me. In the king's library, more than one person had seen a head and shoulders moving along, but a particular height. That was dismissed by skeptics, but it turns out the original floor under the present floor was actually low, which means that they were about right. Ooh, so they had a floor below the floor, so everybody who was walking all short like weren't actually, just people walking all short like. It's ghosts on the lower level. It's like when it's written by Hugh Janis. Is that who the fuck it's written by? Is it because of the ectoplasm you give her a towel? That's why we call the Ghostbusters. He hopes to exhibit the Babylonian tablet, noting that such an artifact brings us closer to our ancestors. All the fears and weaknesses and characteristics that make the human race so fascinating assuredly were there in... He hopes to exhibit the Babylonian tablet, noting that such an artifact brings us closer to our ancestors. All the fears and weaknesses and characteristics that make the human race so fascinating assuredly were there in spades 3,500 years ago. I want people to know about this culture. Egypt always wins in Hollywood. If the Babylonian underworld is anything like it was described, then they're all still there, so just remember that. Spoopy! Ooh, that's spooky. That is so spooky. And that. Is there anything else we want to talk about in that? Those are kind of cool. So The Guardian has some fun articles. I'm going back to my live chat. Don't you guys go anywhere. Now the guy watches too much Poltergeist. By the way, believe me if I told you I have my original Nintendo 64, which I play. I have some of mine. Well, they're not my originals, but they're ones I replaced like 20 years later. I wish I still had the red one. I have the green one. I had a gold one. My ex-husband was like collecting them. So we had a few like Dreamcasts. We had 2 complete Virtual Boys. I do have a Dreamcast. I have a Nintendo 64 still. They all work, too. The Dreamcast, I think, was the original that I got in, like, 96, maybe. I sold one, and I sold a few in boxes over the years, too. And I had a gold N64 with an extra controller that I wish I still had. But, yeah. Worst puff piece ever. Ryder was high on an ego trip, right? I think that was crazy. Sounds like a movie from Elvira's Mystery Macabre, probably. See, you bring a towel because the ghost made her squirt. That's what we were implying. We're not allowed to say that, and now we're going to get banned for sex and nudity. See, they'll let that stay on. For flying flip's sake. I'm just getting tired of... Getting tired of you. So for people just coming in on the for the freaking YouTube crap. Oh, what is this? Canadians, you can't say let's go Brandon. Is Canada crazy? You can't say let's go Brandon up there? I mean, for crying out loud, people. That's not the one I was going to pull up. That's not either. That's not either. That's the statue that got banned. That's Willy Wonka. I don't know what happened to it. I lost it. We lost the Let's Go Brandons, but who cares? Did you see this? Good day, so-and-so. This is a formal notification that all government correspondence must be professional. Blah, blah, blah. Specifically, the use of the wording, let's go Brandon, and a violation of thereof any under circumstances banned by the Canadian Public Service. Fuck off. Canada, are you kidding me? I get that they don't want their little political thing. I mean, I get it. I wouldn't want to see Orange Man bad all the time either, any more than... But I think that after the last 4 years of people having goddamn meltdowns over politics, irritating the crap out of the rest of the world who don't care about them that much, or didn't, or whatever, I think a little bit of pushback, I think it's allowed for a little bit. I mean, especially with things being as shitty as they are, especially when we're all kind of having no choice but to see it with the current health issues that are going on at the moment. And that's kind of one of the issues I have with all of this, making me get involved in understanding and seeing a lot of this stuff, because I was just perfectly happy to turn it off. But no. If Brandon makes a touchdown, you're supposed to shout, "Fuck Joe Biden." I mean, that works too. Why not, right? Because for the last however many years, everybody's been allowed to criticize. I mean, you have Kathy Griffin with a decapitated Orange Man freaking head. And people were called right-wing Trump supporters for saying, that's a little crossing the line. That's a little uncalled for, right? Just for people who are like, you know what, maybe we don't want to hear your political affiliations, lady. But everybody was allowed, and nobody got banned or punished or disciplined. Nobody was held accountable for anything. It got worse and worse and worse, to the point where you have to pretty much mute entire political affiliations to avoid people who can't help but bring it into goddamn everything, right? Well, no one was punished for threatening the president's life, much less insults. On the state, remember they had the sketch. Way back in the day, anybody remembers the state? It was on MTV. It was like a funny sketch show. A lot of the people from Reno 911 were in it. Anywho, they had this sketch where, you can't make a joke about taking the life of the president. And they had all the Secret Service swarming everybody anytime they tried to. So we always kind of knew that you really shouldn't be doing that because, okay, well, it's against the law. It's really disrespectful. It's... this is like them or not, disagree with them or not, you still have to have some sort of level of respect for some authority figures to a point, right? Keep fighting, build a get home bag. Remember that hashtag 9or17 is coming around. Created the thing, frame China there for lights. Thank you so much. Sketch. I can never say sketch and skit. So for all these years, you're not supposed to do it. It's disrespectful. But then all of a sudden it's accepted and normal, and then you can't do the opposite. You can't take a shot at, a stupid gaffe or a meme.
True international effort to pressure.
Without people going, oh, you're doing the same thing. Yes, that's the point. It's the same thing. It's my first super chat forever, and Mecca, no point reading loud. Oh, thank you. I don't know what I'm talking about. I got distracted by the super chat, and then I forgot what I was saying. I think it started with Clinton. He was the cool president. Bush 43 is the stodgy old man. Then we got the cool one with Obama. Yeah. Well, then I just never understood why everybody went from... It was the idiot on the reality show who's like, you're fired, to he's literally Hitler. Did somebody go back in time or something and try and convince the world that he was the reason that the world went to shit, but in reality it was the reaction to him that was the world? This is such a Twilight Zone episode, isn't it? Because it feels like something happened. Maybe there was a butterfly effect, and then somebody went back in time to try and correct it by saying, now this is the person who is literally the worst fucking thing ever, and we have to make sure we convince everybody that the planet is going to die because of this guy, when in fact the crazy that made it like that, I don't know. That's just what I'm wondering, because it feels like we live in such a weird, messed up, fucked up, mixed up, messed up timeline where nothing matters, nothing makes sense. You can't question anything. You can't, like, I'm a big smart ass. I've always been a smart ass. But you're kind of making me paranoid that, going through being in the gifted and talented program when I was, being subjected to some of the things I was subjected to, wasn't a lot of testing for what they're fucking pulling now. That's what it feels like. It feels like a lot of this shit, because I've told you guys, they made us do an experiment in, I went to an alternative school where they had a lot of gay kids and a lot of dropout kids and a lot of pregnant girls. And I was there because I was a couple of years ahead of my age group, but I didn't want to, repeat a lot of the stuff I had. I kind of skipped it. It's a kind of a weird. I had a lot of non-linear sort of private tutors for a while. Anywho, I was a couple years ahead. Skipped a couple of grades, so I was 14 in with a bunch of 16-year-olds who were dropping out and had come back. So I was basically just taking my junior and senior year classes at 14. So they had this experiment where they wanted everybody to wear certain wristbands for which class they were, like class separation, like privilege class. You had your highest, your elite class who could move freely. They could walk anywhere. They could climb stairs and they could do anything on their feet, right? You had the other class who had to walk backwards. And you had the lower class. And you had to walk backwards up and down stairs too. And then you had the lowest class on their hands and knees. You had to crawl. And I'm like, I don't think any of us should be doing this. I think this is a terrible idea and you shouldn't accept any of this. Even as an experiment, as a lesson. Because even when I was 14 fucking years old, I said, this sounds like you're trying to see if we'll accept it. And this is bad news all around. We shouldn't be accepting this. We shouldn't do it. And I fucking refused. And they said, well, what if we make you the highest class? And I said, no. I said, absolutely fucking not. I said, no, you're not going to make me. I will not participate in this experiment. And I also said, look, you have pregnant girls in this class who have dropped out of regular school. Are you going to have these girls randomly walk on their hands and knees? And they said, yeah. I mean, it's all part of, I'm like, do you really, you do this experiment for children under, little kids? Don't do this for, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids. It was just crazy. And I didn't, gift and tell what happened. People like you, Sarah Braxis. People like you insulting my intelligence on a daily basis. Where's my money, by the way? Sorry. I mean, you're trolling, so you gotta pay me now. Alternative school, like Pearl Jam. No, it was like one year go-to for the kids who drop out and then go back, or you just don't want to freaking deal with the main one, because like I said, I was a couple years ahead, so it was kind of like a specialty school, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah, it was a weird game. I'm like, why would you do it? Wasn't a game, more of it was like an experiment. I'm like, why would you even be experimenting like this, especially with this age group of kids, especially with these kids? It's like, what are you trying to do? Find who's going to comply and who won't? Because I wasn't going to, but Sasquatch went to an alternative school before they diagnosed your autism. That must be special. It's because I skipped a couple, and some warped source. That's some warped social engineering. That's what I thought. I thought that it was an experiment to try and see. People have to have one of the last words when it comes to an argument or disagreement. Usually. Insulting your intelligence. Why didn't you go to college? Because I didn't want to pay more money for student debt for a job that I wouldn't be able to pay it off. Because I didn't think the point of going to college would have been going for... Plus, anything I wanted to do wasn't really tangible, I guess. And I don't want to pay a whole lot of fees just to apply. I'm like, That seems like a grift. What if I don't do well enough on a test? What happened to the experiment? Did they do it? I don't know. I got expelled because I got into a fight. Or I didn't get expelled. I got suspended, I think. I think I had disciplinary, or I got punished for refusing or something. I don't know. College is a damn waste, but I admire those who do pay for it for themselves. Yeah, and that's the thing. You got some people who are like work 3 jobs just to go to college. It's like, I could never do that. I could never do that at all. Are you her friend, or you act like your friend one day and told her what? Who? Starbastos isn't a friend. They're a viewer who trolls. Someone who went to college, it's a grift. Should just learn to trade. See, that's what it feels like. I felt like it was a grift because I knew girls who I was working with, the same job, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm going to this dental school to be a dental hygienist where I'm going to make $1 an hour more than I make here." And I'm like, "How much are you paying for college for this?" "All right, so, well, you're not going to be quitting this job anytime soon, are you?" But then she got fired because she was asleep in the stockroom because she was exhausted because she was working this job and the other one. Because, like I said, after a while, she was freaking asleep. Like, you have to work 2 jobs just to pay off your damn student loans. Like, what the crap? To college with 2 years was overpriced, and kind of sad when you're smarter than professors. I always got into arguments with teachers, even when I was a kid. Like, when I was a kid, they put me in gifted and talented when I was in kindergarten because I showed up and I could read. Apparently, kids can't read going into kindergarten. I didn't know that. So they put me there. But I had, like, no social skills, but I was always, like, really smart at remembering things. And I could kind of, there's a lot of stuff I can kind of take a picture of with my mind. Like, a lot of the time, like, when I'm trying to remember something, I'll close my eyes because I'm trying to see it. I'm trying to find it, and some things I can get quicker than others, but I'll take a picture of something. Like, I can find things in the dark. I can draw you a map of things. You know, I can draw you a map of, like, the department store I worked in if I need to. I could build it in House Flipper. I have House Flipper DLC. I might play that after, who goes live over on Twitch in a few minutes. The same reason I didn't go to college. The way I saw it was, why bother wasting a ton of money for a school when it was something I was already good at, which was artwork, common sense. That's the thing. Well, I mean, I guess you do learn techniques, and you do learn some things for sure, but for, like, art school, it all depends on what I guess for anybody's college, it depends on what you're going to school for, how you can justify paying for it, how, what career path. I mean, there's a lot of career paths you can get into, and there's a lot of ways you can get into. I hate saying military will pay for college. Fast food will pay for college. For crying out loud, but sometimes. Kindergarten, 1st grade, I only read small words, of course. See, I don't know. And I was always reading, like, books with chapters when I was young, too. I gotta talk about the Babysitters Club. Speaking of books with chapters. I'm just recording this whole thing, aren't I? Speaking of reading books with chapters and reading at a young age, I watched the Babysitters Club, and I gotta talk a little bit about this. I know everybody's gonna tune out, probably. Username says I should have joined the Navy. See, the armed forces are a good way to pay for college. So the Babysitters Club, are they going to reboot the Babysitters Club book now? I don't know if they're going to reboot the books. They keep bringing them back, though, with new covers every so often. They had the graphic novel versions. I mean, even I have a couple of different cover prints for the Babysitters Club, but I've been trying to get all the originals. If you have your Babysitters Club books and don't want them, please send them to me. I have a P.O. box. I also have super chats, super stickers, super thanks. You can leave basically a super chat as a comment. You can donate money after the fact if you like. You can subscribe. You can share. You can thumbs up. You can just chat away and comment. I don't mind. All of the above are great, or none of the above, and just watch the video. It's great. I watched the Babysitters Club season 2. Now, there's a lot of stuff I missed in season 1 that I do have to talk about. I missed the fact that Marianne was babysitting a trans kid because I was so enthralled with the books going in order of the book. Like, each episode was a book, and the next episode was the next book, and it was so similar and so... And it just got me. The nostalgia just got me, and I was just loving it. And I was even ignoring what I was seeing on some of them, you know? I gave it a pass for having Dawn race swapped, even though it completely erases and ruins your enjoyment if you identified with Dawn. If that was your representation back in the 80s. She was the blonde, blue-eyed, California granola sort of environmental activist-y sort of character. Now, she's still an activist-y sort of character. She's still environmental. She's a little SJW, to be perfectly honest. But now she's Latino, Hispanic, whatever the... Yeah, and I really like the actress who plays her. I really like what they did with her character, but it pisses me off because they're taking away from somebody else. But I love the character, and I think they brought in, like, the mother. I love who they have as the mother. Is she Carla from Scrubs? I can't tell, but oh god, I love the mother, Dawn's mom. I love the Dawn and Marianne's sister thing. Marianne, they also race swapped. She's now biracial. Less, I think, of an issue because her mother was dead in the books. So I don't know. But if you're a Marianne, I mean, I identified, come on, focus. I was represented by one of each of a little bit of all of them. I was a little bit of a tomboy. I was a little bit fancy. I was a little creative. I was a little this and that. There was never any one girl, but this is where you go with your SJW stuff, your representation, your diversity. You go to something like your Babysitters Club in a way that they focus on very young children. And there was an episode in the first season where Marianne babysits a kid who's transgender. But she stands up and she says, hey, you ignored the kid in front of you. And it's exactly the same storyline as the book. However, the kid's transgender in this, and I believe the kid was just... It was just a chart mix-up in the original. And I just saw it as the original, as a chart mix-up. I didn't even notice the kid was transgender. It didn't even register. And that's how they're sneaking in the diversities. They're sneaking them in the side characters in the background. They're adding little touches. There's an episode in season 2. I gotta talk about season 2. Claudia. God, I loved Claudia as a kid. I think Claudia was always my favorite character. The Claudia Stacy stuff. I loved their stuff so much. And I love Jessie Ramsey, too. I loved all of them. We got Jessie Ramsey. We got Mallory Pike in this one. You guys are not going to know who I'm talking about at all in chat. All my Star Trek people are going to know. So you've got these characters from the books that were brought in a little bit later. But for the most part, they're going with... And here's the spooky episode that should have been the 9th episode. The weird secret passageway in Dawn's house. And here's... But they're so... Oh, they're so good. These books are so good. They changed Claudia's sister, though. They address Claudia's sister for no reason. They bring in this character as this to modernize it. It's like every time they add something to modernize it, it is something to bring in some woke aspect for the most part. In this, the entire season, we see an influencer, like a YouTube celebrity with like 1 million followers. She's basically seen as Claudia's sister Jean, the really nerd, the super nerd, like super nerd. She's supposed to be helping the girl with her homework, supposed to be, friends and all these things, and then you find out, oh, they're dating as the series progresses. They sprinkle in all these little side elements to incorporate these modern day woke stuff. The issue I have with this is I am still enjoying it anyway, and I feel like I shouldn't be because of how good the show is and how much it gets me in the feels and how much every single element is so spot on. I can forgive and ignore some of these other elements because everything is exactly in the right place in these. I just wish that instead of changing out our existing characters, they would every single time bring in a new one. Because I don't remember Claudia's sister having a boyfriend or a significant other or anything in the books that they had to kind of have a little romance on just to have and here we have a gay character or a black gay character or whatever. I don't remember them having a character there, so they added something to add in a woke element as a kind of way to, and it wasn't like super explicit. It was just and this is my girlfriend. Okay, whatever. I don't care. You're just seeing your bratty sister, your snobby, bitchy, bratty sister having a girlfriend. They didn't modernize the Babysitter Club books. I feel that was a thing. Didn't they modernize them? I don't know if they modernized the books. I don't know if that's in the modern version of the books. I'm just going off of what I kind of remember from my books. And I've been collecting and I've been going. So they did incorporate some new characters, but then they did race swap some characters. You guys know me. I don't like it when they swap out because it takes away somebody else's representation. And I don't like having one marginalized group marginalize another group. That's not bringing equality and diversity. That's taking away from somebody else. Because I know, and I get it. There's too many blonde white girls in Babysitter's Club. I get it. It's okay to say that. It's okay to think that. I even thought it back then. I'm like, well, none of them look like me. Where's your kind of auburn hair, sort of gothy, sort of? None. So none of them kind of looked like me, but then again, like, I liked a little bit of all of them, but I still loved them because they were good escapism and they were great for that. So I'm really, really enjoying the show. I'm like 8 episodes in. Is that all they have? I don't know if that's all they have. Oh, it's a tearjerker. It is so good. I really, really recommend it. I'd say about an 8 out of 10. There's going to be some things, if you're like really, really noticing the woke stuff, that are going to either really put you off, or if you're just going to be like, you know what, I don't care. I'm going to like it anyway, and I'm just going to give it a pass. But trigger warning if you don't like all the woke preachy, because it's a little woke and preachy. I am Mecca. I'm going back to my live chat. Alright. Calling you in. Like Medusa's gaze, wokeness kills everything it touches. It does. It does. And it's killing the stream, too. Actually, somebody's smoking outside and I have all my windows open because I'm stupid. That's what's killing it. And I'm probably going to have a lot of people saying, you're a racist, you're a racist. So if I have attacks, it's because they can probably hear me. I left all the windows open. I'm an idiot. Oh, now people are going to get me. They're going to get me. YouTube's going to get me. Everyone's like, seriously, YouTube? But now I got to wrap up because now I'm smelling smoke and I got to close all my windows and get the smoke out now. So, go raid you know who over on Twitch. Go raid Sleazy P Martini over on Twitch. He's live. I'll probably be watching his stuff, or he's going to be going live. If I were over there, I would. YouTube is asshole. YouTube is jerk face. They're not fair, and they don't like me. And I'm very, very upset by it. But that's okay. I'll have a video for tomorrow if I need. I'm Becca, and I will see you guys on the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye!